Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay and welcome back to Siralim Ultimate. Let's get right into it. Nothing special to talk about. Last episode we just did a couple realms, found a few things, killed a couple masters. This episode we are only going to do one realm. The reason is because the realm after that will be another nether boss fight, and I don't want to be stuffing that into this episode as well. So we're just going to re-roll until we get a realm item bonus of 315. This is good. I'm just reading the rest of these properties. Gems sealed after casting, reflect damage taken. Both of those are annoying, but the rest seem fine to me. Other than that, I don't think there's very much to do, except I did notice that I mean, I've known this for a while, but I've just never done anything about it. My Unicorn Vivifier has one free spell gem slot, and we really should put something in that. Now, what should we put? I think we should put Major Resurrection, just in case we need a second person to be able to cast that spell. It's gonna be important, or it could be important. Do we have a free Major Resurrection, or we're gonna have to create one? It could be important in a realm where your spell gems are sealed after casting, so let's just create, or do we want something different? You know what, our unicorn is, right now is a sorcery type creature, so let's take a look at what else we could do. Are there any other interesting spells? Since this is going to be a shorter episode where we do only, since we're going to be doing only one realm, we can spend a bit of time worrying about what we're doing. Okay, Dream Stomp could be something exciting. Let's think about what we could do. Deep submersion. I don't know, this seems pretty convoluted. Let's think about this. This could be good. I'd rather take something that has a guaranteed chance, because like this applies to all of the enemies, so chances are high that somebody's gonna be inflicted with confused. But I'd rather have a guarantee. There's enough RNG in this game. All creatures lose access to the extra traits they gained during battle. I don't know if this applies to the extra traits gained via realm properties. But that could be something to consider, because extra traits really are a bunch of garbage. On the other hand, Extinguish could be nice against oops, sorry, got a Gmail alert, gotta silence that. Extinguish could be good because some enemies might raise their maximum health by a lot, but without raising their current health, which could give us a window in which to just instant kill them. Let's think about this. Let's pick a sorcery spell. let's try Rabid Dementia. So what we could do with this is, I think we can use this to give our Animatus a second attack. And then, if I am interpreting this correctly, okay, let's go with Rabid Dementia. And let's upgrade it. And let's do a bit of experimentation, just to see whether I am understanding correctly how this works. So we enchant Rabid Dementia with a few things. More charges probably not going to be necessary, but generous is going to be good. Chance to cast twice? Could be good. Cast on extra target is not really relevant. What does magnetic do? So let's refresh our memories. It's gonna be spell gem properties. What does magnetic do? Okay, that's gonna be irrelevant. And let me look up singular as well. Okay, yeah, these ones are like, you have to have a specific build in order to take advantage of those things. I don't think they're going to be relevant for our build. So let's just enchant Rabid Dementia with more charges. And then we'll make it cast twice as well. And let's see how this goes. And of course, let us not forget to equip it. We should be able to equip it directly, because we have the correct class. Let's go, hang on, let me also quickly take a look at my Rune of Prophecies. We have to kill death creatures, nature creatures, and the next mission we complete will take care of that. And I think we could be getting a pretty good payout out of this one. Alright, so with that bit of a build tinkering done, let us go into another realm. So last one we did was the faraway enclave with the Lister. Now we go into the forgotten depths. We did the enclave, right? Yeah, we definitely did. We did the Feylands and the enclave in the same episode. Now let's run headlong into the forbidden depths. So yeah, let's just go into it and just take another look. Am I okay with everything so far? Looks fine. Let's go. Right, our god altar is to the south. Let us talk to Analtha, the goddess of earth. What does she have to say? She says, "You are welcome in my realm so long as you do not harm it, as your predecessors once did. What can I do for you, little one?" Okay. She seems pretty nice, and let us reciprocate that kindness by making a donation. She says, "You give back to the earth as you have taken from it. It is good to see you showing this land the respect it deserves." Oh, that's nice. Looks like we have some mutual respect going on here. She likes us, we like her. So let's try and keep it that way. Once again, this is probably our master. Once again, priority is going to be to try and buff ourselves. Okay, if we ever get a chance to move, that is. So let's see how this is gonna go. Okay, let's look at the rest of the realm properties. They do have extra realm traits, which is garbage. No idea what's going on there. But we... I am at a complete loss. One of them's gonna come back because I saw that they got rebirth, and we don't have our unicorn alive, so they couldn't shut down that resurrection. Here's something I'm gonna try. We should have an ethereal Rabid Dementia. What happens if you do this? You attack the enemy, okay, and you get your extra attacks as well. So this could be a very powerful addition to our build. Very powerful indeed. Okay, more nonsense is going on. They don't even have the cast extra times thing, so... Oh my god, what? Some of these will be salamander traits, but I'm sure some of the nonsense that's going on is... What is going on? Is due to the extra traits in this realm. Okay, this could be one of those situations where if I was playing by myself, I would simply forfeit and restart. Because look at all this nonsense. The main reason I would prefer not to continue isn't even because I don't think we can win. We might win this battle in the end. It's just look at how long things are taking for no, you know, discernible reason. Like, there's no reason combats should be this long. One good thing though is with Rabid Dementia we can just do this and punch you to death. Yeah. This realm could be a bit of a slog if this is how things are gonna go. Let's try and get some buffs for ourselves. Enemies are turned to stone, they lose attack and intelligence. That's a debuff to them. Let's get a buff to ourselves. We get defensive, and that's it. Okay. How many more roaming enemies? 4. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a rough collection of things. Once again, like, we're kind of doing it, right? But battles are a bit longer and a bit more hectic than they should be, for sure. Okay, let's see how all this garbage works in a fight against a mimic. Can we simply punch you to death? Well, we can do some good damage. Not enough, but this is why we have Rabid Dementia. Just because you can get some extra attacks in. Okay, I think this spell is working out really well for us. I'm really happy with that purchase. Again, don't forget to open the chest after a mimic fight. 3 more roaming enemies. Aye, okay. Interacting with those objects gives you favor with the Aneltha. I didn't read. Ooh, okay, so if this is the trainer, then this must be someone who's going to give us loot. Indeed. Shared with us some of what they had gathered. And now there's this thing. There are a couple realms that have things like these where you have to decide from a couple of options and you can get different rewards based on what you choose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go for the reward that has favor, which requires us doing B and then D. The only one of those that I see is D. So let's hope we get B. We don't get B. Now CD would give us Brimstone, which we don't really need, so I'm gonna try smacking the instrument. Let's see what we get. Upon concluding your beautiful masterpiece of a song with a whole 2 notes in it, I don't even know what the second note is, you turn and notice that your creatures are all weeping with joy. A flock of beautiful angels also happen to be weeping, appear out of nowhere. They want to bestow upon me a divine gift, which is a trivial amount of granite. Yeah, not the best reward, but you know, I tried. Okay, we get repelling as our second buff. We get more things. Okay, now this is that object. I'll read the text this time. This pit serves as an alternative way to donate your hard-earned resources to Analtha. It is said that if you make an offering of resources to her, you'll be handsomely rewarded. So for 250 of each resource, we get... Well, we've completed our realm quest. I should have been paying more attention because I didn't want to complete my realm quest this quickly. But we get 200 favor. And we reach the next favor rank. And that gives us 225 favor. And it's a realm quest which... ooh, I did notice that we have a Pandemonium statue. So, okay. So let's try our best to survive this fight so that we can make use of that. How are we going to... I tell you what, let's try something like this. Let's cast Rabid Dementia. Gives us an alternate way of doing damage. I like it. Okay. It's interesting. I'm still working out how best to use this. We've completed some prophecy along the way, probably for killing nature creatures, I'm guessing. Right. Enemies are snared, that's pretty good. They lose attack and intelligence. And now let's see what this gives us. A bit more favor with every god. Not great, but sometimes it can, like if you're right next to the threshold with any of the gods, it'll push them into the next rank, and that will give you loot as well. So this can be a way to potentially... What is going on? I was gonna say that can be a way to potentially get some good loot. In a situation. Now, here's an interesting scenario. You are blind, which means I don't want you to cast Reincarnation or even Rabid Dementia, because you'll cast it on a random target. Instead, just do Archangel's Blessing. It didn't do anything, but that's because I didn't realize we are also limited in the buffs we have in this realm. So we're just gonna punch everyone to death. That was a straightforward battle. Took them out. We have one more roaming enemy and our master, which could be a very interesting fight, which hopefully we're able to win. Otherwise we'll have basically wasted a chance to fight a master on this realm depth, because if we go back to it later on, there won't be a master in it, even though we never actually beat the master on this depth, assuming we lose, which hopefully we don't. But if we lose, because we've beaten the realm quest, when we come back here, it will no longer be our highest realm depth, and yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Now, some nonsense is going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not get carried away with Rabid Dementia. This time I'm going to do things the old-fashioned way. And some unmitigated garbage nonsense is going on. I don't even know what collection of traits was responsible for that. Let's try and make sense of it. So we were killed. Oh, spiderlings, of course. But what else was going on? They were gaining health because of Mender's Oath. Toxic Frog Mania is... I'm not even sure where that spell comes from, but that... yeah, a bunch of different things came together to mess with us. Unicorn Vivifier took damage. Why? Because of the artifact? And then the enemy imp cast Glacier. Yeah, just a whole bunch of weird stuff was going on in that battle. We won, and that was the last roaming enemy. So there's that. And now all we have to do is clear out the rest of this realm and see if maybe we can do something about this master enemy. Okay, let's try for BD again. We've got D. Let's go for B first. Oh, and we get D. That's great. Our creatures are weeping with joy, and like the text is the same, but this time you'll see we get a different reward. Neltha also appears, and sure enough, she is crying as well. You're the very definition of a maestro. We gain favor and some loot. That's what I wanted. Good amount of loot. Okay, now let's probably lose to this master. Giant master. Okay, giants are not the toughest enemies, but they might be fused with somebody that's really annoying. Let's try and use our macro, and hopefully nothing's gonna interfere with us. Okay. See, they are barely getting damaged at all. So it is imperative that we do some big hits. Took out this enemy, and now we have a couple turns to I don't know what's going on. What? They're getting so many extra goes at us. Okay, so how are we... What should we do? Should we use our macro, or should we cast Rabid Dementia? I think we should cast Rabid... and I think we should use our macro and then hope that our Ebony Ent survives. Yeah, I think we should do it that way, because this is also going to bring the other two party members back to life, the ones who died. Giving the enemy extra targets. Well, they attacked the one party member I didn't want them to attack, and now some nonsense is going on, but our Animatus is getting closer to being able to act again. And I think this time we should punch somebody in the face, or let's cast Finger of Death. Let's cast Finger of Death on, it doesn't really matter who. On this one. Okay. So far, so good. I think we might have won. We won. It was tough. We had a lot of nonsense to deal with, but we beat them. And for our troubles, our giant mastery is now at level 4. There are other fights we can get into in this realm. Like, I don't want to get into extra fights, not with enemies having extra traits, but you know what, we might as well fight some waspids. Oy. Oh god. Spiderlings. Oh god. Okay, let's cast Finger of Death again. Oh yeah, we have extra charges. We should definitely make use of this. Oh yeah, reflect damage is being very annoying. Hopefully this is the end of combat. I don't want any resurrection garbage. Okay, good. What do we get for our troubles fighting the waspids? 75 favor with Aneltha. Is it worth it fighting enemies when the realm properties are destroying? By the way, 0 chance of me summoning anything from the divination candle. I'm just not gonna do it. So, it's supposed to be our turn, but enemies are going first. I mean, let's try this. Okay, that seemed like it worked. What do we get for that? Another 75 favor. We should have one more of that kind of encounter down here. I'll read what it is this time. As you peer into the hole, you're nearly bowled over by a massive creature that apparently calls this pit its home. Before long, it is joined by several of its slithering friends. Frozen in startlement, you watch in horror as the giant creatures prise open their maws in preparation for their imminent feast. Quite daunting indeed. Let's just do it like this. No idea what's going on or why, but what? Somebody died for some reason. Somebody died for some reason. And then the rest of them died because they just couldn't handle our corpse explosions. Are we gonna win? No, we're not, because this time some resurrection garbage did happen. But they only resurrected once. So at least there's that. And now we'll do the waspid encounter again, and I'll read the text. Do you hear that? That's the sound of a swarm of waspids preparing to ruin your life. Straight to the point. And let's see what these waspids are doing. Well, I mean, what exactly happened there? That was a pretty strange turn of events. So let's see if we can figure out from the battle history what happened. Okay, so the waspid infiltrator cast disintegrating arrow on itself, or was it... It wasn't cursed, so why did it take damage upon casting disintegrating arrow? But anyway, oh no, the unicorn vivifier was hit by the arrow and then it was killed. The waspids don't die until later, so the waspid infiltrator cast maelstrom. That ended up killing itself, but then they had stand as one as a trait. And this is one of the rare instances where stand as one worked against them, because then everyone took 25% of the damage and then died. Yeah, stand as one is what's responsible for the damage that's killing them, except for the Waspid Hive Leader. There's nothing specifically tagging the 434,000 damage that it did, but let's read up on what Maelstrom does. See if we can... I've forgotten which school of magic it is, so let's just type that and search Maelstrom. A nature spell. So this spell doesn't actually do damage. So what was the cause of them taking damage? That is constriction. Constriction might have been it. Let's see if constriction makes sense. I think it's a nature spell as well. No, that's also a strict debuff without doing that. So why did they start taking damage? Madness? Because it was confused, but it doesn't say it cast confusion on its own ally. Or like a disintegrating arrow, rather. What does madness do? Hang on. Is that the reason they were taking damage? Let's look it up. Target and the caster take a devastating amount of damage. Okay, that explains it. They stupidly cast a spell that killed them all. That's the reason they took damage. And then because of stand as one, they all took that damage and they wiped themselves out. Okay, that explains it. There's so many spells in this game. It's hard to remember what they all do, so you do have to refer to the codex from time to time. Anyway, we're done with this realm. Why am I going down here? Well, no reason. There's a thing here. Oh, it didn't even give resources. Sometimes these destructible objects will give you a small amount of resources, but mainly it's just satisfying to break them. That one wasn't even one of those, so wasted time getting... Where is our exit? It's down here, okay. So let's just make our way to the exit. And I think we're gonna wrap up this episode. It'll be a bit of a shorter one, I think, because there's nothing else to do. I'm not going to be summoning divination candle enemies. I've already mentioned I will never do that in a map where enemies have extra traits. And beyond that, there's nothing else on this map. Yep, so let's just go back to the realm. Let's go back to Siralim. What we could do... And, oh, did we do the... yes, we did. We did make sure that the Goblet of Trials was set to the correct specializations. If you aren't using one of the specializations, then you won't make progress on the Goblet of Trials as you complete realms. So it is definitely well advised to make sure you're always making progress on this, because you will otherwise be missing out on a large amount of piety. One thing we could do is get our item bonus for next episode rolled already. Is 308 enough, or can we do better? Let's keep it. Let's keep it. 308 is fine. Let's take another look down here, I guess. We're working on a quest for the Nature Guild. Already doing a bounty for them. And we... should we buy something else for the Life Guild? We could buy this angel. The only thing we're spending is energy, a power rather. You know what? Let's buy everything we can, just to have it unlocked, because we're only spending power on it. So let's do that. We get a new chair, a new table, a new spell. This is interesting. Your creatures gain a random buff. Could work with some builds, and another angel. Storm of the Century. After it attacks, it casts Lightning Storm. Interesting. Spent a lot of power doing that. But I guess we now have that unlocked for good. And I think we're fine. At some point, I am going to have to buy another relic. But I'll have to think very carefully about which one it is, so we're not going to be doing that in this episode. Yeah, I think we're done. If I wasn't happy with Rabid Dementia, I had decided that, you know, or in my mind, I had made the decision that after the realm, I'd come here and pick a new spell to be the Vivifier's third spell, but I'm very happy with how Rabid Dementia worked out for us. It seems like it's very strong with our build, and it's something that I should have indeed invested in a long time ago, but it's good to have it better late than never. So yeah, I'm thinking, I don't think I can think of anything else that needs to be done imminently. We just got a few more of these to get done. If we're lucky, we'll find one more Pandemonium Shrine, and that'll even give us a chance to do a clean sweep on the Rune of Prophecies without even wasting time, which is always a great feeling. So hopefully that happens, but we'll have to wait next episode to see indeed if that does happen. But yeah, I think that is going to be all for this one. Nice and short. Nice and easy, except we did have a bunch of garbage to deal with. Extra traits is it is the most annoying thing. It is like anything else I can deal with. Extra traits will... Well, let me back that up a little bit. A lot of the realm properties have the potential to create unwinnable situations for you. Extra traits is the one that is most likely to throw you into an unwinnable situation. Not just that, but most of the other bad realm properties will make boss fights the unwinnable fights, but extra traits can make any random encounter unwinnable depending on what collection of traits the enemy spawns with. So that's why I don't like it. But we did survive an extra traits realm, so let's just be happy with that. But yeah, I think that is going to be all for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. Hope I'll see you for the next episode as well, where we will be taking on a boss. Let's take a look at what the boss's name will be. The Ceaseless Gladiator. I remember this being a fun fight the first couple times I fought him, although this time it's going to be his buffed final form, so let's see if I enjoy that one as much as I did the previous times. But yes, that's going to be all for the next episode. Hope to see you for that one, and until then, take care.